Hello and welcome along to Northern Farms. The carrots are growing, but so are the weeds, so we need to clear them from field 5. Meanwhile, the grass is ready to cut, and we need to replenish our stock of hay. Let's get farming. I'm hoping today is going to be quite a smooth day on the farm. The two jobs that we have to do are not that complicated. Getting the weeds out of the way first should be fairly easy. The carrots are growing nicely on here, but the weeds are, as always, growing along with them. We have quite a wide weeder here too, so we're going to run this down the rows and get them cleared out. Should make for a fairly quick job as a result, and we should be able to very nicely clear these out. Yeah, nice small weeds. We're not direct seeding into here because we're direct seeding into the field that we plow every year, and as a result that means that we don't get any weeds in our barley, but we do get it in the carrots like this. So it needs to be clearing out. It's a fairly simple job to do, and this weeder actually is a really nice weeder. We got this last year and it seems to be doing the job very well. I'm looking at the crops that we have in field 3 and 4, and neither of them, I'm not sure what the far ones are. I think those might be carrots or parsnips or something like that. So that would actually end up being a very profitable field if I was to go and try and borrow the money to get those two fields purchased. We would have a bit of a problem with the cotton though. Cotton is not really a crop that we can do on here very easily. So we wouldn't really have any want to do that on here. And we're a bit late in the year now to actually get anything new planted. So that field would be a bit of a bust this year for us. Let's just clear up the remaining weeds down this corner here. And yeah, this field is a little bit of an interesting mix of directions, but it works fairly well for us in general. This is going to be an interesting one to harvest this year. I wonder if it will hold up anywhere near the amount that we got off of field 8 last year, which of course itself is our biggest field on the farm. And as a result, ends up producing the most of whichever crop we plant in it each year. The big difference, of course, is that this field here actually has, I think, a fair bit of loam in it. So ends up being quite a good yield from that side. Might end up still producing a decent amount of crop off here, and I'm running across the rows at the moment because, well, we've not really got a headland along here because of the way these get planted, so we have to go across the roads at least partly on this field when doing a headland bit. The other job we might do today, if we get time, is to get some fertilizer on here. This field does need a run of fertilizer over it. The nitrogen level is pretty low right now, and we do have the fertilizer to do it. If we can get that done as well, we can pretty much head straight to the harvest after that. We won't really get another cut of grass between now and the harvest, I don't think. Our barley should come up around July this year. So as a result, we'll end up just jumping forward maybe a month or so. And that would be really useful for us. We'd be able to move things along and get towards the end of the year for selling stuff off. And this might be our last harvest on here. We're now beyond 25 episodes. This is episode 26. And so I'm beginning to look at ways to wrap up this series a little bit. And getting another harvest off here is certainly what I'm looking to do. And yeah, it's getting to that point where we're looking at what that means as far as the rest of this farm goes. As usual, having a little bit fun navigating around the tree. Not gone too bad. We got most of it on the last row. And so it's seeming to have gone, yeah, fairly easily. Oh, this is looking to be a nice clean field. We've got some small stones. We, of course, didn't roll this field in the same way as we didn't roll the barley. This field, though, didn't actually need rolling beyond getting rid of the small stones. And I'm just wondering if running the de-stoner off these to get rid of the small stones would be a better way to go, especially on this kind of field. The barley we do kind of need to roll, and I need to get on top of that. Well, if we go into another year's worth of planting, I really need to get on top of that. So we'll see how that goes. At the moment, though, yeah, the small stones are not causing us a lot of problems at all. Last little corner to clean up, and then that's this job done. And by, well, before 10 a.m., that is really good. That gives us plenty of time to get on to the hay today and get that all done. I'm actually going to head back up the middle of this field because I can see a couple of patches I've missed over here. So we can get those cleared up as well. And yeah, that's a really, really good job that we've got on here. These are all cleared, all the weeds gone from the carrots, and that is only going to increase our yield on here really nicely, in fact, I think. Notably, I think this is the last piece of equipment we need to move from the old yard into our newly created yard here. So that will sit in here quite nicely somewhere. Where can we put that? I think this actually might go beside the spreader over here. Yeah. Our bit of kit there, our plow won't be in the way. And we need to lower that down. Some tools you need to lower, some you don't. And it's a bit of a toss-up between the two as to which one. And yeah, I think we'll switch tractors for the rest of today and get cracking on the mowing with the Volt truck, because we don't need GPS and it would be good to spread the load. Also, the Matty was getting a little bit low on AdBlue on the DEF. So, oh, which is our best way into this? No, we need to go into the sheep field area to get this. So back this out of here and take this round. And yeah, so we're going to cut and dry this in one go with the setup we've got here. And then we'll bail it up after that. The awkwardness of hitching stuff up in here continues. We have to drive into the sheep field and then get the piece of equipment, oh, the mower in this case, and hopefully manage to get it out of here, because that is tight. Yeah, there we are. Lots of maneuvering about. And then we're going to have to turn around and grab the actual piece of kit that both Rose and Ted's are grass. It's so fiddly. This is why we have a new yard. And I think we're probably going to end up storing this equipment somewhere else as well. Although maybe not in the new yard, because this is really stuff that's used with the animals, but certainly not where we're storing it now. This is way too fiddly a way of doing this. I'd much rather have this as a nice quick hookup. Considering that's the water for the sheep there, I think we could possibly get away with putting the water trailer in there, pulling that forward and then out. But tightness of getting all this here, and in fact even that, I'm gonna have to reverse up and reposition myself a bit. Yeah, I think putting those there is not a great place. It was good while we lacked the yard space, but I think putting this water trailer down here now is probably going to be a better use of that space. Especially as we'll be able to maneuver better with the telehandler to get it in there. But yeah, getting this out of here, not the easiest job. So bring this over to the far side of the yard. This is hopefully going to be the last time we have to come over here for this, because I want to put the new shed in. So turn on the front. I know that turns on the back. We want to turn on the front. Need to unfold it first. Don't think we're all hooked up. Yeah, PTO needs hooking up. Oh, hang on. We might have to use the Massey on this. I don't think our Vultra has a front PTO. This S8 really is my workhorse on this farm. It does pretty much everything beyond carting, which is very interesting a setup. Maybe we can get the baler on the Vultra and spread the load a little bit that way. But yeah, lack of a front PTO on that Vultra just limits us into what we can do with it. So we need to unfold the mower. Let's get that unfolding. There we are. And then start that up. Oh. Ah. Why isn't that connected up on the front PTO? There we go. Right, try that again. And start it up. Yep. Make sure everything is lifted. Drive forward. And we'll start at this corner here. Go down with the front. In. And then behind us, it should be creating, yeah, a nice row of hay for us to bale up. Absolutely perfect. And oh, it's taken us an hour and a half to get started. This tedder works pretty well as long as you're not turning really sharp corners. It will get most of what you cut at the front. It follows round in such a way that it picks the vast majority of that up. You can see there's a little bit that it's missed there. But in general, it's really good at picking everything up. And if you lift your mower and you come in along the same row, it will actually pick up everything in the width of the tractor as well. So that just works very, very well. So if we lift here going into the corner and we don't manage to pick everything up, it will manage to still do that. And then down and forwards. And yeah, this is a really good setup for us. I'm gonna do probably 3 or 4 headlands here, just to give us enough space to turn around in those sharper areas. But as we're going around this, this is definitely getting easier to do with each round. The yield on here is pretty bad, to be honest. We are getting probably somewhere in the region of 50 to 60% yield. I think we need to look after our grassland a little bit better. This will probably give us a few bales off here. It still seems to be decent enough, but it's quite possible that we might need to get the sheep field cut as well. If we can get 5 or 6 bales off here, I think I'll be happy. It's not a massive grass field, but it is does seem to be producing a decent amount of hay off it. So yeah, 5 or 6 bales off here and I'll be happy. And now we've got 4 headlands off here. I want to start getting start doing it without the headland bits. I think we'll go for longest edge, which is this diagonal corner over here. I'll line this up, and before we go and do that, let's just switch to our rear and just get this tethered up. So down with that and forwards. And just clean up the stuff we got around the back of the barn here. That way, we will get all the hay that we can off this field and end up with a, well, with even more bales, which is what we're aiming for at the moment. So back that up and back into the field. And then we should get some nice long rows to get our baler into. What I'm really looking for from this field is enough hay and enough silage every year to keep our sheep and our cows fed. If we can manage that, that is gonna give us a really good setup. I'm not looking to sell huge amounts of silage or huge amounts of hay. There's not really a lot of it in this farm for us from that point of view, especially with how well the carrots are doing. I would just really like to keep an income from the milk and from the wool and from the eggs. So there is that. Speaking of which, normally at this time of year the wool price peaks. So we might have to look at exactly how much wool we have and maybe go and sell some. Whatever happens at the end of today, I think we're going to be in a pretty good position to maybe get 1 or 2 more jobs done, which would help us along very nicely. Going up to 20 to 2, and we've got the last little bit here to fix and done. There we go. Right, turn it all off. And we'll go and put these away. This is my trouble, is that we could store these here. I just don't know where. In fact, can we fit... I think the mower we can probably fit down the side there. Whether we can get the tedder here as well. We got to watch it because we've only got a certain amount of space for that trailer to get that that flatbed out. I don't think we can put this here. We are going to build some more barns and space and things later. Ooh, is there just enough space by this telegraph pole here to get this in? I think there might be. Fantastic. So let's get that lowered down as well. Select that and drop it. Yeah. Just enough space. PTO detached and dropped. And there we go. Right, now that we have something that's only going on the back of the tractor, let's switch over and bale with the Vultra. There we go. That's much better. Down with baler and away with the bales. I did download the partial bale unloading script. I don't know if I've applied it to here. We'll see, because I really want to get to the end of here and unload whatever's in the baler and go from there. For now, we don't need to worry about that too much because we're going to see how many bales we get off here. As I said, if we can get 5 or 6, I think we'll be doing well. I think this tractor and this baler are actually a really smart looking combination. They go very well together. We are on our second bale as well. This is our second headland and our second bale. Yeah, if this keeps up, we're going to get 4 bales just off the headlands. That would be a really good start. I've just dropped my 4th bale off and we are on the last headland. We are on the 4th headland. I don't think we're going to get another bale off this headland, but what we are going to do is get a 5th bale fairly quickly after that. As a result, that's already hitting my target for this, which is great. I think both my sheep and my cows are in need of some feed. So that's going to work fairly well. And it's only 10 past 3, which is even better. We might actually end up with some time to pick another job today and get that done. There's several that need doing. It looks like my estimate of 6 bales is pretty much spot on. We are coming up to our 6th bale right now. Unload that. We've got through most of the field though in order to get to that 6th bale. While it's going to be a fairly full bale, our last one on here, it is not going to be a complete one. So yeah, 6 bales. That's a good number. Whether it's enough, well, no, it's enough to keep our cows and sheep going for a third of the year, I think. So as long as we get 2 more cuts off this, we'll be good. And if not, we can always go and cut the sheep field. Although with the sheep in it, I'm loath to go and do that. And just this little bit left. Yeah, we're going to hit 60% full, but not much higher than that. 62 plus a little bit here in the corner. There we go. 63% in total. So I want to park this back up and we'll leave that. I'm not going to unload a partial bale at the moment because if we're getting 63% off that, in a couple of months we can get another cut off that field and get an extra bale off, combining this bale with the remains that will come off the other one. Back this into here carefully, like so. There we are. Right, the other job to do today is to try and spread some fertilizer over the carrots. That shouldn't take us too long, and I think we might have a decent amount of fertilizer still left in our trailer. Nope. So I'm going to go and fill this up around the other side because we do have a decent amount of fertilizer in our storage shed. I thought we had a decent amount of fertilizer on our storage shed. We don't. I didn't. Oh, I put it all in here last time. Right, so what we're going to have to do is head down to the shop and get it refilled. So I'll come in here and I'm going to park it up around like so. That should mean that the pallets appear next to this. Take the cover off. And while we're down here, let's just have a look at what's on sale. Oh, wow. That actually would be pretty good if we didn't have one already. Well, we got one leased already. What's the purchase price on that? 44,000. So 22,000 in the shop at the moment for that. That actually, it would save us quite a lot of money in the long run. But we are down here for a couple of pallets of solid fertilizer. Anything we don't use on our current field, we can go and spread on the grass. Oh, look at that. Either side of this. So that'll be fairly easy to refill. First bag, pallet done. Second pallet in as well. Cover it up. And we got 2,130 litres of fertilizer. Considering 2,000 litres was enough to do field 8, this should easily be enough to do field 5. Which way is this going to open? Into the field. Okay, that's fine. So we'll do headland first, and then we will come back and do the main body of the field. This shouldn't take too long because this has quite a decent spread on it. And as a result, we're able to move fairly quickly. It is putting 155 kilograms of nitrogen on. 170 now. Yeah, this field definitely has some good loamy ground on the bottom part of it. Nice quick job this is with this spreader. I really love it. It's absolutely fantastic. Gonna aim for kind of the middle of here, hoping that will cover everything. And yep, really good coverage. So one last row down here, slight adjustment, this last bit, and we're done. looking really good. I am very happy with that. And look at that, we're done before 5 o'clock as well. So only thing that remains to be seen now is whether we have any wool to sell and whether the wool price is good today, or it might be a case that we end up doing that next time and taking advantage of that into the second half of May before moving on to our harvesting. So let's just have a look at the wool price. The wool price is on the way down. It says it peaks in May, but I wonder if it's peaked and is on the way down. Peak is 2000. Yeah, it did. It peaked at the beginning of April, or it peaked in April, and it's on its way down. So we are going to have to take some time to sell that, and I think that's probably going to be something that we do second half of this month. And instead, what I'm going to do now is get the remainder of this fertilizer on the grass field, because look at the state of this grass field. Doesn't need a huge amount of fertilizer, but just enough. And while we've got the bales kicking around in here, we can get this just spread with some of this around the bales. And then what we'll do is we'll get these cleared up, we'll get our animals fed, we'll get the wool sold, and that will make a good load of work for us to do. And in fact, what we can also do is get the harvester ready for harvest as well. See if there's any repairs that need doing to it. And if there are, we can get all of our tractors and everything repaired and set up, knowing that we are going to have a month where we can't do any, or where we have nothing to do. I think that would be a really good time. So yeah, for next time, we're going to do a lot of repairs to our tractors and everything. We're going to get the animals all sorted. We'll sell off the wool. We'll probably sell off some eggs, because it looks like we've got a couple of pallets of eggs ready to go as well. And I should think there'll be some milk to sell too. And then that will put us into a really strong place going into the harvest. And looking pretty good. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here, so all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.